Hi Retro Crew, I finally got my good Indiana Jones hat, so I felt like it was a good time to do a ranking of the Indiana Jones movies, which I'm surprised we haven't done before now.
I'm Matt.
I'm Brian, and we're the Retro Sons.
Alright, I know my order, so I don't have to write them down. So we'll just go back and forth, but I'll let you go first.
Alright.
I'll go second.
Yeah, I knew my order too, so I didn't have to write it down either. So at my number 5, I put the fifth movie, The Dial of Destiny.
You like that one the least?
Yeah, I still like it a lot, but it felt more like a Disney movie, which it is. Didn't really have that George Lucas and Steven Spielberg feel to it.
Yeah.
And I like the beginning part when it showed him in 1944, but again, that's the Disney thing, de-aging him.
Yeah, they do that all the time.
Yeah.
That's what they do.
I'm surprised they didn't digitally resurrect Denholm Elliott and Sean Connery.
Yeah.
Have Marcus Brody and Henry Jones Sr. in there.
I'm not going to say too much about it because it comes later on my list.
Yeah.
I'll talk about it more then, but
Right.
I can see why you put it at number 5.
Yeah. It still is a good one, like I said. I liked all the actors in it, like Phoebe Waller-Bridge did a good job, Mads Mikkelsen.
Yeah, he's in a lot of movies, a lot of different franchises.
Yeah, I know. He's in all the major ones now.
Yeah, Star Wars, James Bond, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
Continue.
The MCU.
Silence of the Lambs, I think,
Oh, yeah.
which isn't a massive one, but he's still in there.
Mm-hmm.
I know, but it's still worth mentioning, I think.
Harrison Ford just might have been too old to do another Indiana Jones movie because it didn't have like all the action
Yeah.
that he did ride a horse, but that was mostly a stuntman.
Yeah, there's a lot of jokes about his age in the movie, too.
Right.
Kind of leading to that, or showing that.
Yeah. And I don't know if everybody's seen the movie by now, but we'll probably say some spoilers about it.
Yeah.
Spoiler alert.
Like the whole time travel element. I didn't really care for that too much. I know all the Indiana Jones movies had kind of a mystical element to it, but
Yeah, a little bit.
I know something about him going back to Archimedes.
Rome or
Yeah.
whatever.
Archimedes time,
Archimedes.
which I guess is kind of the same as him meeting that knight in Last Crusade, but that wasn't time travel, that was him living a long time.
Yeah.
So it is similar but different.
Yeah, something that wouldn't happen in real life, though.
Right. And that whole underwater scene, I'm still not very clear on what happened there because it's kind of dark and hard to see.
Yeah, it's very dark.
Even though I've seen this movie like 5 times now.
So many.
You've seen it 5 times.
I saw it 3 times in theaters, once when I got it, so 4 times I guess. I forgot that you don't own it yet.
Not yet! Not yet!
Alright, so my number 5 is Kingdom of the Crystal Skull.
Hmm.
And that one is just horrible. Like, I hate that thing from beginning to end.
It's a little bit harsh.
Like, in the beginning, I don't hate the prairie dog thing so much like everyone seems to. I don't know, it's just like a little quirky scene in the movie.
Right.
It's like the Phasmich and Duck part in the one James Bond movie.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a weird scene they put in for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But he's in a nuclear testing zone and he gets exploded. Like, he's in a fridge and lives somehow.
Oh, that can't be good at all.
Then just the whole mission is stupid, and I don't like his son.
His name is Henry.
Henry. Good name.
He's your son.
My son?
Henry Jones III.
I mean, they have some good dialogue back and forth together, but that's the only thing. And I don't know, just the whole movie it doesn't seem like an Indiana Jones movie to me. It doesn't have the same feel as the other 4 do.
Well, it is.
Yeah, it's higher on my list, so I'm not going to say too much right now.
Yeah, I don't know, then Aliens and the whole part with that, and I don't think the bad guy seems that menacing or bad.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she just wants knowledge, so that's what she's after. Like, not world domination or something that, I don't know, it's just, the whole thing is just dumb.
Mm-hmm.
And then the way she's taken out is stupid. Then the ending is stupid.
It's so dumb.
Oh, it's so dumb, it's brilliant.
No! It's just dumb!
You mean when they're in the church and Mutt goes to put on the hat?
Yeah, not that. Like they go outside and like everything is getting sucked into the temple or something. And they're just standing there watching it, not even scared or anything.
Then Oxley's just normal again.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Ox.
I like that Miriam comes back. That's a good part, but That whole jungle scene when Mutt's swinging through the jungle with the stupid monkeys. Then the whole ant scene is stupid, that fight scene.
I like that fight scene.
Then that chase scene is pretty dumb. And they're in like a boat car and they drive off the edge or something. It's just the whole movie. It's stupid scene after stupid scene, I think. There's not much redeeming about it.
How frightfully rude!
There's so much about the movie I don't like. It's hard to even call it an Indiana Jones movie in my book. I don't know. I might be blowing it out of the water and making it seem worse than it is, but to me it is that bad. I don't know. This is the one Indiana Jones movie I never want to go back and rewatch. There's just no part about it that's like, oh yeah, that's a really good part. I want to see that again. Like, the good parts aren't that good. Even the bike scene through the college is pretty dumb. Like, Indy and Mutt are saying stupid things, and like, they crash through the library and there's a kid in there asking him about one of their classes. He's not like, are you okay? What's going on? He's just like, hey, in our class, can we do this? Or what's this?
I just had a question on Hargrove's normative culture model.
I don't know, the dialogue is mostly dumb and the scenes are mostly dumb. It's just not a good movie in my book.
Yeah.
It's not that bad.
So that's my number 5.
My number 4 is Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. Because it still was by George Lucas and Steven Spielberg, and it was kind of dumb, but it was supposed to be like a 50s B alien movie. So it kind of had that feel to it, and Harrison Ford was still young enough he could do the jumping and running and fighting. Like, I did like that fight scene when he's fighting the big Russian guy surrounded by the ants.
You did like that scene?
Yeah, I always liked when he fought the big tough guys, like in Raiders and Temple of Doom. He didn't get a scene like that in Last Crusade, so it was nice that they brought it back in this one. I don't know, I'd go back and watch that fight scene in just the whole jungle. Not when Mutt's swinging through the jungle. There are some dumb scenes, I'll give you that, but
Yeah.
It was supposed to be kind of like a
Cheesy.
1950s B alien movie. Like, the first 3 were supposed to be 30s serial type movies, so they
Yeah, it
changed
just
the
didn't
timeline.
have the Indiana Jones feel to me
Right.
at all.
Yeah.
I respectfully disagree.
I think it did. Like, the action's still as good as the first 3 movies, and like I said, Harrison Ford was young enough that he could do it and all that. And I didn't really have a complete Indiana Jones feel to it, but that was after 19 years, and they changed the timeline, so they changed the feel of the movie. I think most of it was good, like looking at the back there when they went into the caves to look for the crystal skull and all that kind of stuff.
That's all he said?
Yes?
And
It's
so-
funny when he stole the knife from the guy and Mutt was looking at him. He's
Yeah.
like, I don't want to keep borrowing yours.
Yeah.
Like I said, there was some good dialogue between him and Mutt, but
Yeah.
for the most part, the dialogue was dumb in the movie, and it was just a stupid premise, I thought.
Yeah. And he was able to outsmart those people with the blowguns. Like, he dove into a hole or something, and he
Yeah,
like came up and blew the dart into the guy's mouth
yeah,
and all that, which was kind of weird, but kind of made him look good.
yeah.
So I liked it. I could go back and watch it. It's part of the whole series of movies, so if I'm watching them, I'm going to watch all of them. I'm not going to skip that one.
Yeah, me too, but it's just, that's the one I don't want to.
Yeah.
Like, when we get to it, I'm going to be like, this one.
And the fridge scene was kind of dumb, but
Yeah, it's the stupidest part, probably.
but there were some good fight scenes. There was some good action. He still like used his whip more than he did in the 5th movie.
Yeah.
I think he used it like 2 times total in that one. This one, he still swung on it that one time, and he like was going for the truck, and it was too far away, so he
Yeah.
swung back through the windshield of the other truck.
Damn, I thought that was closer.
I like the part where Max said not to get clever. He's like, "You don't know him. You don't know him." Like, he knows Indiana Jones and knows what he's capable of.
Don't get clever, Boris. You don't know. Know him! No, you don't know him! You don't know him!
So he's like scared. And the other guy was just like cocky and thinking he could beat him.
Yeah, take him out.
Yeah. So there's good scenes like that, and
Yeah, there's a few good scenes, but not many.
yeah,
Mostly, the movie is a horrible movie as a whole.
I don't know. I
Like,
find it.
looking back to it, I can't remember many good parts. Just the bad.
I still enjoyed it, and I like Mutt's motorcycle in it too.
Say, that's a nice bike.
I don't know if that makes it higher on my list or anything, but I like motorcycles. I like Mutt's motorcycle.
Yeah.
So, and like you said, I like that they brought Marion back.
Marion Ravenwood is your mother.
My number 4?
Yep.
My number 4 used to be my favorite. It's Temple of Doom. That one is good. Like, I like how it starts out in the Club Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And the fight scene in there. And him trying to get the antidote.
Antidote. What? The poison you just drank.
Exchanging the diamond for a Nirhachi.
Yeah.
And then it just gets weird throughout. I mean, it's still a good movie, but what he's going after doesn't really interest me, like the chakra stones or whatever they're.
Yeah, the Sankara stones.
Yeah, Sankara stones. It's a weird thing he's going after, and it's just to help that one tribe. Like, I understand it, I get why, but I don't know. It definitely feels like an Indiana Jones movie, though.
Yeah, because we grew up with it. Probably.
Yeah, it's a weird bad guy, too, like that. Mulderum, yeah.
Yeah.
Mulderum, prepare to meet Kali in hell.
That whole flooding of the cave scene is weird, because the thing with water in it would never hold as much water as that cave could hold.
No.
And they have to run after it, like, away from it.
And there's like branching paths and drops and everything, so the water wouldn't flood the cave anyway.
Yeah. But it's chasing them the whole time, and then they have to go outside, and like the water's rushing out, and they have to climb up and over.
Mm-hmm.
Just weird parts like that. And Scott there is annoying.
Oh, yeah.
Billy Scott.
Mm-hmm.
Willie. Is that short for something?
And the whole short round thing is weird too. Like, why does he have a kid going around with him?
I don't know.
Living on the street since he was 4. I caught him trying to pick my pocket.
That's never there again after that. I know he like joins a circus or something, they say, but I don't know, it's just weird parts of it.
Right.
So that puts it at number 4 for me. Alright, so number 3?
Yeah. My number 3 is Temple of Doom, because it used to be our favorite when we were kids for whatever reason, and it is one of the original trilogy, so there's the nostalgia factor.
Yeah.
And you said pretty much everything about it, but like I said, we just grew up with it, and it's kind of weird that they made it a prequel like before, and it doesn't have the same feel. Like there are no Nazis or anything like that.
The Thuggee ceremony. They're worshiping Kali.
But,
yeah, it has a different feel, but it definitely feels like an Indiana Jones movie.
Yeah.
Crystal Skull doesn't to me.
No, but I think it's just number 3 on my list because we grew up with it, and there's a nostalgia factor, and we always played the Nintendo game.
Yeah, that game was horrible too.
Yeah, still is.
We loved it when we were kids.
Yeah, and there's that tune, the Parade of the Slave Children.
Yeah.
Which always gets stuck in my head. Stuck in your head probably too.
Yeah, then he has that fight with that big guy on the conveyor belt there.
Yeah, I love that scene. The short round has to go and stop the kid from using the voodoo doll.
Yeah.
And then Indy's punching the guy, and short round's up there punching the kid the same way.
Yeah, the same exact way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's good. I do like short round. It's just a weird part of it though. Like, I don't know why they would put a kid in there with him.
Probably to appeal to kids. I don't know. Yeah. Although wasn't it one of the first PG-13 movies ever?
Yeah, I think it was the first PG-13 movie.
Yeah.
That's quite an accomplishment.
And I think Steven Spielberg was in a dark place when he made it. That's why it had a more dark tone to the film.
Yeah, it's definitely a good movie though.
Yeah, it is. Classic Indiana Jones.
Alright, so my number 3 is Dial of Destiny. And the reason I like it better than even Temple of Doom, is it brings it back to that Indiana Jones feel. Like, it definitely felt way more like an Indiana Jones movie than Crystal Skull did to me.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that he's older, and it's kind of like the end story of Indy. Like, his out. And they, like I said, they even joke about his age and that he can't do as much.
Right.
And they didn't try to force it, like make him do a lot of the stunts and over-the-top action like in the other ones.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they didn't try to push that too far. They made you know that he's older and that he can't do stuff like that anymore. Mm-hmm. And I liked that they put that in there, and they didn't try to overdo it with him. And it was kind of a nice send-off for him. I don't like the time travel. I agree with you on that, but that's a little bit more interesting than like the Stones or a Crystal Skull with aliens and everything. Like, that was way more believable to me than the alien, like, knowledge. One of them lost their head and they had to find it. Stupid malarkey they put in Crystal Skull. And Mutt wasn't in it, so that was good. He died off.
Yeah.
And Marion was still in it.
Yeah, and I was going to say...
They were kind of estranged, and we had to figure out why.
I forgot to mention when I was talking about it, I like that they brought Sala back, too.
Oh, yeah, me too.
And I think the device he's going after is based on a real thing that was actually found.
Yeah, it is.
The Antikythera.
So, it's a lot more believable than Crystal Skull is. I mean, it's kind of still a stupid premise, but I don't know, I like it. They kind of like show that he became a grumpy old man and he's like retiring from college.
Thanks for putting up with me.
Then when people are coming after him in the college, he like kind of gets away.
Mm. Yeah, that reminded me of a couple more things, more points I wanted to make. So since we're talking about it, can I?
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I showed him in college, he was kind of like jaded, and he wasn't as in the first 4. I think when he was teaching, he was like still kind of into it and cared about the students' educations. And this one, he was just kind of like,
you know what I mean.
And the students didn't really care either. But he's like, I guess I'll spoon feed it to you, or whatever he says. Like he's not like actually trying to teach them. And
guess I'll spoon feed it to you.
So like you said, grumpy old man.
Yeah, he's kind of had enough of it all. He wants to retire and be done with it.
Yeah. And then another part I didn't like about it was he was framed for a murder. There were his colleagues there.
Oh, yeah.
And then he just like trying to clear his name. And then at the end of the movie, he didn't really do anything to clear his name, but he was cleared, it seemed like, anyway.
Yeah, it's just a part of the action movie.
Yeah.
And I think our number 2 and number 1 are going to be the same. So
Probably.
we'll just say them both.
Yeah.
So number 2 is Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I've made a slight error in pronunciation.
Number 2?
Or no, number 2 is...
Last Crusade.
Last Crusade, yeah.
And that's kind of could be number 1. Like, they could be tied for me, because they're both so good.
Sean Connery, I like him, but he kind of brings it... That's why it's number 2.
Oh, really?
Because he's kind of annoying in the movie. Like, he's supposed to be.
Yeah,
That's what his character is supposed to be, but...
This has been just another typical day for you, huh? No! It's better than most.
It just brings the movie down a little bit for me, but that's the only reason.
I think it was... They were going for more of a funnier tone, I think, for the movie, too.
Yeah. Which they did. Like, it was definitely funny. Like, when he swung through the window and he hit him with the vase.
Yeah.
He's like, I thought you were one of them.
Yeah.
They come in through the door.
Yeah, and he's like, I'm alright. He's like, thank God. It's a fake. All he cared about was the vase.
All he cared about was the vase, yeah. And there's just some funny scenes between those two.
Yeah. And then the stories you hear, like, they were filming a scene with no pants on because Sean Connery was such a sweater. Like, he sweated so heavily, he didn't want to wear his pants.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford called him out on it, and then he ended up not wearing his pants. Just stuff like that. And the action was great, too. I love that tank scene.
Yeah.
When he's fighting the tank. And
I love the bike scene when they're riding away and he's, like, taking bikes out with his dad on the back.
Yeah.
Then his dad's in the airplane and he shoots the back tail. And he's like, they got it, son.
Yeah.
And, like, when they're tied up together in the room and his dad lights the room on fire.
Yeah, it spread very easily. I don't think... Like, he was up in a chair blowing down at it, and it spread somehow onto everything. Must have been a really dry carpet.
Must have been.
And his smile after he said that Elsa talks in her sleep.
Yeah. There's just some great scenes between them.
Mm-hmm.
But Sean Connery, like I said, he's supposed to be, like, an annoying character.
Yeah.
And that just brings the movie down a little bit for me. That's the only reason. Like, the action is great, the pacing is good, what they're going after is good.
Yeah.
The cup that gives everlasting life.
And I like the opening scene where it showed the younger Indiana Jones, played by River Phoenix.
Yeah, that is good.
And I know we've complained before about, like, in the Solo, when he gets everything in the span of a week. In this one, he gets everything, like, it shows everything in the span of, like, an hour. But it's done right.
Yeah, by that.
It was done...
It's done right.
Like, it shows why he uses a whip and why he's scared of snakes. And
why he has the hat.
Yeah, why he has a hat. And I thought there were some other things, too, but... Like,
I don't know. Yeah, there's a lot, though.
Yeah, but it was done right. I think it was done for the first time there, maybe, but done right. And I like the transition when the guy puts the hat on his head and he looks down, then he looks back up, and it's Harrison Ford.
Harrison Ford.
That was a neat part, too.
Yeah.
And I like more when he's in the desert scenes fighting Nazis, and that brought it back after the deviation in Temple of Doom.
Yeah. Alright, so that brings us to number 1, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm.
That one is just classic. It was the first, and they did it the best.
Yeah, from the opening scene when it showed him going after the idol, just setting up the whole, like, giving you an idea of who he is.
Yeah.
And then he goes through all that to get it. He's scared of the snake, and the guy just tells him to show a little backbone.
Yeah.
I hate snakes, Chuck! I hate them! Come on, show a little backbone, will you?
Yeah, he's got his friend Jock out there in a boat fishing.
Yeah.
And the tribal people are all chasing him.
Yeah. And then it cuts to when he's teaching in college, and it sets up that whole part
Is
of
that
it
the
too.
one when the kids want to see him after class and he sneaks out of his window?
No, that's Last
That's
Crusade.
Last Crusade.
Mm-hmm. This is the one when he goes to talk to the army people.
Oh, yeah.
Hear about the Ark.
What do I want to see them for?
Yeah, and he gets all excited and it shows that he actually cares about history and going after the artifacts for the museum.
Yeah, and Marcus seems pretty confident, and he plays a small role in it. In the Last Crusade, he's given a bigger role, and he's like they make him seem kind of dumb.
Yeah, why do they?
I don't know, just to make it funnier, I guess. Like he doesn't speak any of the language, and he says he does, and he'll disappear. But then it shows him, and he doesn't.
Brody's got friends in every town and village from here to the Sudan. He speaks a dozen languages, knows every local custom. He'll blend in, disappear. You'll never see him again. With any luck, he's got the grail already.
Anyone here speak English? Or even ancient Greek? Water there, thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Like in the crowd of people lost, and he gets kidnapped.
And Salah saves him.
Yeah.
Or then Indy saves him.
Yeah. And they say he got lost in his own museum once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's not like that in Raiders of the Lost Ark. He's just the curator of the museum. And
yeah, he sends him out on his mission.
Yeah. And he goes to his house to tell him that the army people want him to go after it.
They want you to go for it. Oh, Marcus!
And I know a lot of people say that he served no purpose in the movie. And that might be true, but it was still good. And he didn't know that if he just let him get the Ark and open it,
it would kill him all, yeah.
Yeah, he had to learn it as he was going. Like,
yeah, he learned it while we learned it.
Yeah.
We learned it at the same time.
Yeah. So then, like, the previous one, because it was a prequel in Temple of Doom, he was just about the fortune and glory.
Fortune and glory, kid.
And then he kind of learned to be more, reverent of the artifacts or whatever.
Now, you can see the magic of the rock. You bring back.
I understand its power now.
He just wanted to get the stones and sell them, but then he realized that they were sacred to the village and kind of changed his character.
More than money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So then he wasn't like that. In this one, he was more just wanted to preserve
history.
Yeah, and stop the Nazis.
Yeah, definitely stop the Nazis.
Yeah, all the action scenes are great. Like when they're in the well, the soul's locked in, and he has to get out. So he crashes a statue down through. Then that leads to the plane fight, which is awesome.
Yeah.
Which leads to the truck chase, which is like spectacular. The most wonderful action scene put to film, I think.
Yeah, well, you know, that's just like your opinion, man.
Yeah, it is a good one.
Like I said before, it's my favorite of all time movie. I could just watch it at any time and be happy.
Yeah. Not me, but it is a good movie, a really good one.
Yeah, and it is. There are lots of funny scenes, like his whole everything with Marion.
Yeah.
Like she's not just a normal damsel in distress. She can throw a punch. She can drink anyone under the table.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff.
Like when they're on the boat and she turns the mirror and hits them in the chin.
Yeah.
When you see outside and you hear him screaming.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
Just everything with Marion is good.
Yeah.
And that's why it's nice when they bring her back for Crystal Skull and Battle of Destiny.
Yeah, it is good.
Because she's like the one for him.
Well, she matches perfectly with him.
Yeah,
she can keep up with him.
Exactly. And I like the basket chase scene in Cairo. Just all of it.
It's all good. Then the sword fight scene where he shoots the guy.
Yeah.
Because he had dysentery in real life.
Mm-hmm.
It's supposed to be a long, drawn-out sword fight.
Yeah.
And instead he's like, how about I just shoot him?
Yeah. And he did just do stuff like that, mad-libbed his own parts, so he made the character his own.
Yeah.
Like when he's asked how he's going to go after the truck, he's just like, I don't know, I'm making this up as I go.
I'm going after that truck. Oh, I don't know. I'm making this up as I go.
Not the years, it's the mileage. That was all him. There's not one part of this movie I can think of that I don't like.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah. And when he sneaks onto the sub and he like steals the guy's outfit and it won't fit.
Yeah.
It's funny. And then the other guy shows up and he knocks him out and takes his.
Trying to make himself look good, combing his hair and everything.
Yeah, because the guy's yelling at him for being sloppy or something.
Yeah.
Then he knocks him out, like needs him, and his hat flies up and he catches it.
Yeah.
It's just an all-around good movie.
Yeah, it is. Definitely a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so that's our order. Let us know what yours is. Like, comment, and subscribe. There'll be an orb over here. Watch one of these two videos, and we'll see you in the future.
To talk more about the past.